Hey YouTube, tomorrow there is Community Day for Fuecoco, who turns into SKELEDIRGE, and SKELEDIRGE is going to learn Blast Burn. And I always say if you're going to get Blast Burn or Frenzy Plant or Hydro Cannon, you get it. But it's not as simple as that with this Pokemon, and there's two reasons for that. One, it already has some good movesets in Disarming Voice and Shadow Ball. And two, it's the current state of the meta. So let's go over the event, and then we're going to go over the analysis of the Pokemon and its place in GBL. So it is, like I said, tomorrow, 2 to 5. You're going to get Blast Burn. So a fantastic damage output move. And bonuses, Stardust, right? So we love Stardust event. Whenever you can get extra Stardust for catch your Pokemon, and there's a ton of Pokemon out there, you get it. The rest of the event details are the same. Yada 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 yada. Okay, SKELEDIRGE. What happened to SKELEDIRGE? SKELEDIRGE jumped onto the scene, and it was the best Pokemon, the best, I think, release of a Pokemon without a legacy move I have seen. It became instant meta because it had a unique typing of Fire Ghost with a very cool, good moveset. So you have its stat product, which is okay, nothing special, 121, 109, 139. That 139 stamina allows it to take some charge moves, so you'll get one shot by obviously some water moves and stuff, but for the most part you can take a charge move, although it puts you pretty low. The typing was very, very cool in the fact that you resisted 9 things. Double resist, normal, double resist fighting, bug, and then single resist steel, poison, ice, grass, fire, and fairy. So that was fantastic. Now, how did it jump onto the scene and just disappear? Well, unfortunately, last season, Niantic decided to buff ground. And this season, on top of water being meta since season 1, which they decided to buff a couple more water Pokemon, and then they buffed ghost Pokemon through the roof, and because of buffing ghost, darker through the roof. So now your weaknesses are dark, ghost, ground, rock, and water. And unfortunately, that is the entirety of the freaking meta right now. So your move set was great. You had stab, incinerate, so the damage and energy per turn is the best fast moves in the game. The offset there is that it's a 5-turn fast move. And then you had again, Disarming Voice isn't a hard-hitting move, but 15 and 10s to get to it, and it was such a good coverage move, and it actually chipped quite a good amount, even though it only says 70. It also felt like it did more than 70, if that makes sense, but otherwise you had that nuke, same type attack bonus Shadow Ball, which the pacing was just slightly slower to get to than the Disarming Voice. So now you have 2 things to consider. One, if you're going to get Blast Burn, which if we go to moves themselves and go to charge move, Blast Burn in terms of damage and damage per energy is fantastic. So Blast Burn here, 50 for 110 at 2.2, and then you're going to get same type attack bonus on top of that. So I think it's another 20% on top of it. So you're looking at like a 2.4, 2.5 damage per energy move, and it's a nuke. So you're right up there. You're past Shadow Ball. Again, the problem. The meta is dark, ghost, ground, water, and rock. And so now you're giving up a potential move where water and rock are just going to resist the fire. So now it's just kind of in a weird spot. Right? Let me just confirm that rock actually. Yeah, I'm almost positive. 99% sure it resists fire. Yes, Carbink resists fire, rock resists fire. Okay. So now you're at a weird move here. Now you're at a weird point here. You got a unique Pokemon with unique typing that is just bad against the current state of the meta, and then you have a new move which is a nuke, and fantastic nuke at that, but you had 2 good moves previously. So what do you do? So I ran 3 scenarios here. The first one is just your normal Incinerate, Shadow Ball, Disarming Voice. The second one is if you want to run double nukes, so 1 Blast Burn, 1 Shadow Ball, both insanely high damage per energy, both probably going to take like 3s and 3s to get to. So a little slower on the charge. And then the second one is if you want to put in Blast Burn instead of the Shadow Ball, replace the nuke, and then put in Disarming Voice so you do have a bait move. And if you go to the ending here, what you're going to see is very, very little difference. In fact, you're losing some record by putting Blast Burn on in the Great League. You lose 2 with the double nukes, and you lose 1 with Blast Burn, Disarming Voice, although your averages are better. So in terms of wins and losses, You pick up Toxapex and Wheezing, but lose Diggers, Beat, Dusclops, Guzzlord, and Mandibuzz, which makes sense because you're getting rid of your Fairy move for a couple of those Pokemon. And then when you put the Fairy back, but give up your Shadow Ball, you're now picking up Wheezing, but losing Dusclops and Talonflame. Talonflame makes sense because it resists Fairy and Fire. But if you go through the analysis here, like there's a lot in the main meta that you're going to lose to, right? You have Azumarill, Blastoise, Claydol, Clodsire, Corsola, Cradily, Drapion, Dunsparce, Feraligatr, Gastrodon, Jellicent, Lapras, now that's everywhere, Malamar. And these are not just losses, like 189, 222, 235. These are like you're getting killed. Mandibuzz, Marowak, Morpeko, even losing to Primeape as a fighter, Quagsire, Sableye, Spiritomb, Stunfisk, and Toxapex, except for when you put... That doesn't make sense why you'd win Toxapex there, not the other one, when you can just go Blast Burn both times here too. Okay, that's weird. Sorry, Shadow Ball. Just straight here. Why would you win Shadow Ball here but not there? Okay, so that's just a weird sim there. Anyways, yeah, so what do you do with this Pokemon in the state of the meta? So I am always of the, I was going to say assumption, but I always throw a Community Day move on my Pokemon, especially one like Blast Burn, Frenzy and Hydro Cannon. Because one, in terms of just like damage, the raw damage per energy, and the energy to damage combo, it's always a fantastic move. So I would put it on. But it's unfortunately in this, I think that Skeledirge is going to play better in limited cups. But this is one where I think you need to like have two Skeledirge. You probably already have the one you built up. I would not get rid of it because I think it's that moveset is going to have play. And then I would put on one with Blast Burn, where you could then change the second move based on the limited meta that this may sneak into, whether it's a Ghost meta or Fire meta. And like not meta, but like one where those typings are in a league. That's when you would break out this. So with that said, I would get it. I would not build it right now. I don't think there is a point to build Skeledirge at the moment. And again, look at your weakness. Weak to dark. Weak to ground. Weak to dark. Weak to water. Weak to ghost. Weak to ghost and dark. Weak to ghost with the Shadow Ball here. Weak to ghost. Weak to ghost. Weak to water. Weak to ground. Weak to ground. Weak to the Dark Aura Wheel. Togetic. Togetic at rank 16 is the first Pokemon that does not have a super effective move for you. And then it follows right back with Claydol that does have a super effective move. And then Corviknight, no. But then, oh look, Jellicent, Gastrodon, Brutal Swing on Wheezing, Bubble on Azumarill, Dark on Pangoro, Ghost on Dusknoir again. There's like two Pokemon in the top 25 that cannot hit super effective against you. The rest hit super effective against you. And for that, there is no reason to build this up right now. I'm sure it'll be good in limited metas. It is a good move, so I would get it on the Pokemon. But you do not need to waste your dust building up a new one right now. Not with the way the meta is shaped up, where if you actually go back to look at my video I put out a week ago, like we'll just go to my channel here. I put right in the one because I put right in the thumbnail. Where is it here? Go-to typings: water, ground, ghost, and anti-meta as fairy and dark. So hello, the go-to typings, all three of them will beat you, and the anti-meta dark will beat you too. So it's just a pretty straightforward no build right now from me. But that being said, get the dust, get the move, bank it for when the meta may shift in the future, either the Open Great League or there's a limited meta where it's useful. So that is it. They need to do something with fires here. Like, again, this has been a water-dominated meta since Season 1. You now have, I'll try not to count repeats, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 water Pokemon in the top 50, and it's like 12 or 13 if you count repeats here. And then at the same time, grass there's only 3 in the top 50, and one's a double. So there's only 2 unique Pokemon in the top 50. And then when you go to Fire, there is not one in the top 50. The first one is 65 in a Marowak, and then 85 at Talflame, and then you're down to the hundreds. Like, I think some of the changes have been healthy this season, and they've been good changes. But man, like Fire, Bug, like these typings have just been crap since season 1. While Water has been dominant since season 1, and that has not changed in 20. How many seasons have we done now? 21, 22 seasons. I really hope they try something to switch this up, because it's unfortunate that this is always the state of the meta, and then some typings just have no play. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you are going to go out and grind this event. And otherwise, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.